exactly this happened is not altogether clear. Henry ought to have been wearing a helmet with a visor protecting his face. Perhaps he lifted the visor, or removed the helmet entirely to take a drink or get a better view of the chaotic, blood-soaked battlefield. But how it happened does not matter now. The fact is that several days ago, the iron head of an arrow tore into Henry's face just to the right of his nose. It sheared through his cheek, tearing cartilage and flesh, before lodging itself 6 inches deep in the back wall of his skull. At some point, someone, probably Henry himself, tugged at the arrow shaft, and it came away from the arrowhead. That must have seemed, in the panic of the moment, to have dealt with the worst of it. Far from it. Once Henry left the battlefield, having performed, by all accounts, very bravely, it was obvious that he remained in mortal danger. It was only thanks to the miracle of a few millimetres that the arrowhead did not instantly blind him, damage his brain, or kill him outright. All the same, he still has a 1-ounce chunk of metal embedded inside his head. So, having been saved by one miracle, Henry now needs another. Bradmore needs to provide it. Unless this arrowhead is removed, it is only a matter of time before it either shifts and damages the nerves and blood vessels inside his head, or blood poisoning sets in. Bradmore has an idea how he might remove the arrowhead, then seal and heal the wound. His bag holds all he needs: blocks called tents for opening wounds, honey and wine-based antiseptics, clean dressings, and a tool he has designed himself, a little like a speculum, with which he hopes to grip the arrowhead and tease it out without causing further damage to the flesh. He knows how to make pastes to stem bleeding, creams to control the rate of healing, and oils to flush out entry wounds. He has a lifetime of experience and a steady hand. Yet, like any good surgeon, Bradmore knows there are things he cannot control. Dirty metal in human flesh close to the brainstem. Experience tells him there is a high risk of the patient going into seizure. The fear of the spasm was my greatest fear, Bradmore writes later. A fit could be brought on simply by the catastrophic damage already wrought on the delicate tissues of the patient's head. It could be caused by secondary infection, the painful toxic spasms that today we attribute to tetanus. If it occurs, it will probably prove fatal. What's more, even if seizure is avoided, this is still going to be a long operation, involving many hours of painstaking surgery without reliable anaesthetic, followed by weeks of diligent aftercare. Bradmore will have to be at his best for all of it. His patient will have to be abnormally tolerant of pain, and God will have to be on their side. So Bradmore has good reason to be nervous. This will be among the most difficult operations anyone in England has ever performed. The odds are stacked against him, even if he does everything well. And if he makes the slightest mistake, there is a good chance he will be remembered as the man who killed the eldest of the king's 4 sons and redirected the line of succession to the English crown. The consequences of failure are clear. But what Bradmore cannot comprehend are the consequences of success. For what he does not know, what no one can possibly know, including the patient himself, is that if this 16-year-old lying stricken at Kenilworth lives, he will grow up to be someone very special. He will be the king regarded by most generations after him as the greatest medieval ruler England ever had. This teenage boy will one day be Henry V. Henry will be the general who wins the Battle of Agincourt, the conqueror who achieves the long-standing Plantagenet dream of seizing the crown of France. He will be the politician who understands better than any other of his time how to assert himself as a statesman on the foreign stage, while still maintaining harmony in domestic politics. He will be the monarch.